What's up, y'all? This is Hammer here again, back with another video. And today, as you guys can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about Kamala Harris again. I know. This video may surprise you guys because I just made a video maybe a couple of days or weeks ago, essentially saying that Kamala Harris has a good chance of winning, which I believe she still does. However, what has happened since then, it's kind of crazy how it happened, because I made that video and then like days and almost weeks afterwards, it's things just started falling apart with Kamala Harris, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dive into the troubles that Kamala Harris and her campaign are now running into, the things that she's done to try to fix things, and other things she can do as well too. Number one, I talked about the different pillars that Kamala Harris would need to win, right? One, I talked about the solidify the black vote, the white blue collar vote, the getting the female vote, specifically white female vote, and I guess you could say the anti-Trumpers, and the disaffected Republicans, right? So far, two of those pillars, I guess two of those checkpoints, as I like to call, right? Two of those because originally I called them checkpoints, but two of those checkpoints slash pillars, right, have been maintained. So number one, she still has been able to maintain those anti-Trumpers, disaffected Republicans who are essentially still coming out in support of her. So we got Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney. So she still has that cohort with her. I think that's still there. Um, she also, I think, is doing a pretty good job running on Roe vs. Wade in regards to appealing to the female vote, particularly the white female vote. In fact, I would say that the Roe versus Wade issue is so effective that even Donald Trump's campaign, even Trump himself, actually, Trump himself has had to kind of pull back, because now you say, well, it's up to the states now, which is weird because the pro-life supporters who back Trump, they want a national abortion ban. But he doesn't want to commit to that, because even he knows that the abortion issue, Roe versus Wade issue, is becoming divisive. I believe, y'all can tell if I'm wrong, but I believe even his wife, Melania Trump, came out saying she kind of believes in abortion rights. Now, of course, I don't know why she's coming out now saying that, but nevertheless, all this to say is that the abortion thing is very effective, and I think so far she's done a pretty good job, pushing that and to really appeal to the female vote. Now, will she get the majority of white women? I don't think so, but all she needs to do is to get enough of them, white females, enough of the female voter in general to get her over the top, right? Remember, it's going to be a combination of votes, different groups together. Um, Different groups together. For example, right, Joe Biden, I believe, like in 2020, Donald Trump won the majority of white women and white men, but yet Biden was still able to win out, because once again, even if you do lose a majority of the white and white female population, if you do have enough of a coalition and other groups, and also you also have to worry about the swing states, right? If you got enough of them in these swing states coming out in these areas that count, you can win in the end. So I will say, if she does not get a majority of white female voter, that's fine. All she needs is enough, especially when it comes to those swing states, right? So she's been able to maintain those two pillars, right, in regards to appealing to the female voters in regards to Roe vs. Wade and abortion, and appealing to anti-Trumpers, disaffected Republicans, by essentially saying, hey, work with me to get Trump out of here, right? The two pillars that since I made that previous video, she has now had trouble with is the white blue collar pillar, or I guess slash checkpoint, and the black vote pillar slash checkpoint, right? I'm saying that because before I called it checkpoint, I may say checkpoint or pillar, I mean the same thing, but nevertheless, right? So the only two that she's having issues with is the blue collar worker checkpoint slash pillar, and the black vote checkpoint slash pillar, right? Let's start with the black vote, checkpoint slash pillar. What we have started to see in past couple of days, that we have seen a drop in black males. Now, I want it very clear. The majority of black men, I believe over 80%, still support Kamala Harris. But you have to understand that because we are in such a razor thin election, every vote counts, meaning everyone, like, you need to drive every single one of your voting demographics out. Because remember, look, the majority of states are going to be decided, whether it's California, New York, Utah, or, Ohio, we get that. What's going to matter is those swing states, right? Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, of course, North Carolina, I think is back in play. Is back in play, especially with Mark Robinson on the stuff he's doing, right? Back in play. Georgia flipped last time, so it's still in play. Arizona, so it's really gonna come down to those swing states. So even though, yes, the majority of black men are still voting Democrat, just any drop, even a couple percentage points, it's a horrible thing for the Harris campaign, because they know it's gonna come down through razor thin margins. And Obama made it worse. Obama coming out talking about essentially lambasting black men, saying quote unquote, you don't want a female. And look, are there some dudes like that? Yes, but the issue is that, if we're gonna make that argument, then make sure you also apply it on the white male side too, because once again, the majority of white men did not vote for the majority of white men, right, which I believe is the biggest male group in this country, went for Donald Trump. But notice how even the majority of white men and the majority of white women are essentially, they tend to be the biggest supporters of the Party. They tend to be the biggest supporters of Donald Trump. Interesting enough how white liberal Democrats, the Democratic Party, never targets them. And that's something I've noticed, is that white liberals or white Democrats will love talking about how black folks need to save democracy. I'm like, wait a minute. You are essentially asking black Americans, black people, to save democracy from you. Black people in this country, it is your fellow white family members, your fellow white people who are causing these problems. But see, because you don't want to call out, that is white men, that is the majority of your white community, both white men and white women that are supporting Trump, you're not comfortable calling out your own people, so it's also all the pressure and the blame gets put on black folks, specifically black men. So we're not going to do that. So Obama coming out there and shaming black men, that was a horrible thing. I was like, no, don't do that, brother. That's what I. And it did backfire, because we saw the reaction. Black men, rightfully so, came out and they said, we're not going to do this, and they were angry. Now, I'll say most black men are still going for Kamala Harris, but I feel like, if there's a concern of some of these guys peeling off, you made it worse. Now, to be fair to Kamala and Democrats, they saw the problem and they reacted. Kamala went and spoke with Roland Martin. She went to the Shade Room, I believe yesterday, because yesterday was Tuesday, but yeah. Yesterday she went and spoke with, I believe, Charlamagne the God on his radio town hall, and pretty good interview too. She even went to Fox. Now, Fox News is a separate thing, but what I'm saying is that in addition to her going to all of these black platforms, she also tried to expand her horizon by going to Fox News, which of course, to try to appeal to some of white conservatives who are open to her. But I personally believe that it was also a way for her to try to appeal to many of these black men who have shifted to the right, who may be trying to get to them again, trying to see they'll hear her out again, right? So what I have seen is that whether it's her going to Roland Martin, whether it's her going to the Shade Room, whether it's her going with Charlamagne the God and the radio town hall, whether it's her expanding and going all the way to Fox News, trying to reach out new voter bases, and especially reach out to some of these black males who have already switched over and see she can be winning back. All I'm seeing is that she's taking it seriously. And on top of that, the cherry on top of the ice cream, I guess, she even released a policy proposal, right? So black men, here's the thing, I haven't gone over it, right? And, based on what I've been told so far, it's pretty basic stuff. Now, if you don't agree, now I've looked into it, but if you don't agree with what the policy proposals are, you can go look over it. That's fine. I haven't seen it yet, but here's what I will say. If you go and look into it and you don't like it as a black man, you don't think that what she's offering is good, no, that's fine. But my question is, okay, fine. You don't like what she's offering, but what is Trump offering? Now, once again, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm, y'all let me know in the chat. But if you, as a black man who is saying you're not going to vote for Kamala and you're voting for Trump, and you go out there and you look at this policy proposal and you say, okay, it's not enough, okay, fine. But my question is, okay, you're saying Kamala Harris' proposal is not enough for black men. So what is Trump offering? Trump is offering nothing. Trump made it very clear that he wants to give essentially immunity to police officers. Trump made it very clear that he's coming on a white supremacist agenda. Look, Trump coming in 2016 allowed them to have a 6-3 conservative Supreme Court. They already rolled back affirmative action. Right? That's a fact. They already did that. Right? You think it's going to stop there? If he gets back into office and he expands the court further to, I don't know, 6, 9, to 7, 9, or 8, if that happens, imagine what that would be. And by the way, for all the black mental health reparations, you can kiss that goodbye. Any attempts at reparations, that conservative court will not knock it down so fast it'll make your head spin. So if you really serious reparations, then you cannot tell me for reparations, but you're pushing for a party that is, first of all, they're literally not even talking about it. And the judges they have in the Supreme Court will block it. But the other party, Democrats, with all the flaws, they're at least talking about it. You have the best chance of getting it through them. So my thing is, okay, I haven't seen a policy there, but once again, if you as a black man have seen that policy proposal, and based on what you've seen, you believe that she's not offering enough, okay, fine. But at least she's offering you something. What is Trump offering you? Nothing. So now if you're telling me, okay, even though Kamala Harris at least tried to offer you something, and Trump is offering you nothing, and you're still moving towards Trump, then at that point, like, look, at that point, I can't blame Democrats no more. Because now you're literally saying, now you're literally holding her to a different standard. That the other side, the Republicans and Trump don't have to offer you anything, but she has to come with all these things. And even when she tries the best she can, because once again, we know how America is when it comes to black folks. Okay? It's not just that politicians don't want to give you, it's that politicians know that if they do stuff for Asians, it's fine. But the moment they bring black people into it, specifically white folks will have a heart attack. So she already went as far as she could in regards to that regard, and at least try to put a policy for you. But a lot of y'all saying it's not enough. Come on, see, that's crazy to me. But one thing I will say, number one, I will say the black vote pillar / checkpoint I think is in danger, and I think it was exacerbated by Obama and his comments about black men. Right? Obama made it worse. But I think Kamala Harris has done a good job going out there and trying to sort of seal that up, going to those interviews with Roland Martin, with the Shade Room, Sherman the God, going to Fox News, trying to appeal to a broader audience. Probably also trying to appeal to some black male Republicans who maybe watch War II. Bringing out a proposal for black men. I think she's done a good job trying to close that up. I personally believe that in a couple of days left for the election, she needs to keep doing that. Keep going. Keep reaching. Keep doing it. I think that if she does it enough, that should at least, if she really keeps doing it, because so far she's doing pretty good. If she keeps doing it, that should at least shore up a lot of the cracks that we have seen amongst the black males. But look, you're gonna have coons. You're always gonna have those dudes who are gonna tap dance for Trump. Right? But the ones who at least say, they're not offering me. Okay, fine. Now we have the proposal of black men, right? Now we have that in place. Now what? Right? So I will say, if she keeps doing it, if she keeps moving forward, she keeps, reaching out like she's doing, by the election, she would have at least been able to shore up the black male vote, right? Especially the black vote, but specifically the black male vote. Of course, you're always gonna have your coons, your ones, so that's fine, but the goal is that it's at least to a point where it won't affect her election chances, right? So I think if she keeps going the path she's going, she keeps offering stuff, if she keeps going reaching the black man, I think that she'll be able to sort of solidify that vote base, and I think that will allow her to once again regain and I guess you could say check off the black vote checkpoint / pillar, right? So I think once she does that, she'll be able to solidify the black vote. once she goes out there and reaches out, but she can't offer things onto the election, she'll be able to solidify the black vote, specifically the black male vote, and by solidifying the black vote in general, especially black men, that will allow her to once again have the checkpoint / pillar of the black vote, which is what she needs, right? The only other pillar that I think that has come into trouble for Kamala Harris is the white blue collar worker pillar / checkpoint, right? Recently, Teamsters, which is a large union, chose not to endorse anyone. The reason why this is a big deal is because Teamster historically, for decades, has typically endorsed the Democrat. And based on my recollection, they even endorsed Joe Biden for re-election, right? So the fact that when Kamala Harris comes in, apparently they choose not to endorse her and just choose to just not get involved, that's a damning signal. That's a damning signal. And I think what the fear I have with that is that this shows me that there could be a lot of white blue collar workers who, even though Democrats are much more aligned with their class interests, let's be honest here, Republicans do. I keep telling folks, Republicans do not support unions. Now, look, obviously we know that the corporate America and corporate power controls both parties. We get that. But at least for the Democratic Party, they at least try. Give you some. Same thing with black voters, right? We know that white supremacy is on both sides. But at least the Democratic Party tries to give black people something, right? Obviously, there's still white supremacy there. We get that, but you're getting some. Same thing when it comes to those white collar workers. Okay? Corporate interests are going to control both parties. But at least Democrats are willing to give you some. Republicans do not support unions. I don't understand this. Right? Trump may say what he said, but the party is not. They really are not. Okay? Even when you had, I believe, this recent, I don't think that there was a recent strike that happened recently. I don't know this, but even that recent strike, right? That happened recently. That could have affected the quote unquote ports and stuff being, and the eastern ports, I believe. Even when it came to that strike, Republicans were angry about it. They were like, no. All across online, on the chat, they were screaming about how much they hated the amount of power that unions have. So the reality is that, look, just look at how Republicans reacted, just even online, just how they react. Not Trump, because Trump is an anomaly. How they reacted to just union protests, or that union protest that had a potential of affecting the East Coast and the ports. Look how they reacted to that. What you see is that they don't like unions. The core, they don't. Many of them see us in news. They say we should get rid of that, right? Now, obviously, Democrats are also controlled by corporate interests, but at least Democrats at least try to give y'all some. So, once again, my fear is that with the white blue-collar workers and the fact that Teamsters chose not to endorse Kamala Harris and chose to stay out is that, unfortunately, I hope that we are not seeing a situation in which the white blue-collar workers are choosing to align with race over the self-interest, meaning that even the class interest of them being unionized blue-collar workers is aligned with the Democratic Party, they will throw that shit away just to align with the whiteness that Trump presents. Which is crazy because Trump, essentially, when he gets the power, Trump, he will be quick to throw him on the bus. At the end of the day, he's a billionaire. He is very much a part of that corporate class. Yes, we know Democrats also bought out too, but these Democrats at least try to give you something. He's going to say all that stuff when it comes to he's going to say all those promises. He's going to sell you whiteness. Yeah, he's going to bring stuff back. When he gets to office, y'all getting thrown in the bus. I can promise you that he'll be Wall Street first. At least with Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, yes, they may have corporate interests there, but they'll at least try to give you some. But my fear is that we could be seeing white blue-collar workers choosing race over their own class interests, which is also the reason why I've always disagreed with these, white leftists who's about, it's class, not race. No. If it was truly class over race, why the fuck do we keep seeing over and over again that it is typically these poor whites in these red states that tend to be the most racist, that tend to be the biggest Republicans. If there was truly classical race, the places that would be the most friendly to black people, the places that would be the most aligned with black folks would be the poor middle American states, because once again, black people are poor, those white folks are poor, and so naturally they will see a sort of a natural brotherhood there. Oh, we're in the same class struggle, but that's not what happens. Instead, they go out of the way to be the most racist, to be the most adversarial towards black folks. In fact, they try to overcompensate on race to help them. So they essentially double down on race to compensate for the fact that they're in the same class as you. So it's just as black folk. So no, it's never been class or race. It's always been race first. That's what I told them white left. Not the case. They get mad. But we're seeing it now, even with Kamala Harris, that when Biden was they were cool, but now Kamala Harris comes into place. Apparently, now all them white blue collar workers feel a certain kind of way. So at the end of the day, I hope that's not the case. But I will say the only thing that Kamala Harris can do is, when it comes to shoring up that white blue collar voter basis, outside of Tim Walz going to the Midwest, she will have to go to the Midwest campaign and do the best. Because once again, if white blue collar workers are going to align with race, the sort of racial whiteness of Trump over the class interests of that Kamala represents, when white folks operate on race, you can only do so much, right? But I'm assuming that there must be at least some of those white blue collar workers who can still be kind of turned around, convinced. So I would say, still keep going to the Midwest, still keep going to those areas with union workers, still try to reach to the. If she does have enough, she may be able to potentially, hopefully, turn enough of these white blue collar workers, to align with the class interests first, instead of the whiteness of Trump. And I think hopefully that will be enough to get her the election, especially those swing states she'll need to win the election. So I will say those are the two pillars / checkpoints that Kamala Harris has in trouble with: the black vote and the white blue collar vote. And I've listed the issues, and I've listed what she needs to do. At the end of the day, I will say right now, I think she's on the correct path. Right now, I think her campaign is being proactive. When you look at all of the media blitz on black networks that she's done in regards to Roland Martin, Shade Room, Charlamagne the God, setting out the black, the proposal for black men, going on Fox News, trying to reach out a broad audience, trying to reach out a possible, GOP black men there too. So she's been doing a media blitz, and I've also seen her campaigning a lot. I think she should continue doing that. Maybe take another round in the Midwest. Keep going there. I think that if she keeps pushing the way she's pushing, going on these if she keeps going the way she's going, in which she's going on all these black media platforms, trying to reach out to black voters, trying to reach out to black men specifically, if she keeps campaigning in these upper Midwest states, keep, pounding on class, workers. I think she keeps doing that. She just keep going, jamming through, right? Jamming, just keep going. I think she does that. She probably will be able to rebuild the black vote, specifically especially the black male vote. So one, she'll be able to rebuild the black vote, especially the black male vote, and she'll be able to rebuild the white blue collar vote, and that should in the end give her the 4 checkpoints / pillars that she will need to go through and win this election big. That's what I have for you guys. But at the end of the day, man, look, I'm really hoping. Now, look, in the end, it is very well possible that on election day, white folks say, fuck this, fuck all this shit. We just going to say whiteness first, right? It's possible that other groups of people, whether it's the Hispanics or Asians, decide to give, maybe not a majority, but a good enough percentage of them decide to go with Trump alongside the majority of white voters, give him the win. So a lot of this could happen. But I think for me, right now, I will say Kamala Harris is following she is in trouble. She, on those two core voting blocks she needs is in trouble. But I believe she's right now executing the correct strategy to fix that. And I think she keeps doing that. She'll be able to repair the cracks in those two voting blocks, and more than likely have a pretty good chance of winning. So I'll have it there. And look, I'll keep giving you updates. But yeah, Kamala Harris in trouble, and Kamala Harris in trouble. She has employed methods to fix the sort of trouble that she has encountered with those two core voting demographics: black voters, specifically black men, and white black voters. And I believe if she keeps following those strategies, she'll be able to, win over those two core voting demographics, and more than likely have all the pillars / checkpoints she needs to win the election. So leave it at that. Yeah, that's about it. But anyway, y'all tell me in the chat what you guys think. I hope Kamala Harris keeps going the way she's going, because I think it's a good chance for her to win. We need her to win. We cannot allow Donald Trump back into office, and the white supremacy and all of just the whiteness he represents. But with that being said, y'all, tell me what you guys think of the chat. Like, share, subscribe, hammer out.